you are also living for the people who are connected to you. And if you don't take seriously the weight of the people who are coming, you will live carelessly and self-centered, and you will mismanage the doors that God gives you. Preach, man of God. Hey, everybody. What's going on? I hope you all can hear me. I am on my iPad, and typically I do it on my computer, but I'm on my iPad, so come on in and let me see you. And let me see. I'm like super excited. So, yeah. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. All right. And self-centered, and you will miss. All right, everybody, come on there. Come on there. Super excited about this opportunity, and ready to go. I don't know what's going on. All right. Okay. All right. Can you all, what's going on, everybody? It may just be my phone. I'm super excited to have you all up here. Can you all hear me? You all hear me? If you can, just say yes. And so, am I good, Ray? Am I good? I can hear. Okay. All right. So we good then. So it must be my phone. I don't know what's going on. All right. So I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it alone. All right, everybody. Good. Okay. All right. I feel better. All right. Um, let's just kind of jump in today. Um, I want to talk about healthy relationships, even with difficult people. I want to talk about healthy relationships, even with difficult people. Now, interestingly enough, when I talk about relationships, I'm not just talking about just hanging out with somebody. I'm talking about partnerships. I'm talking about being connected to people who can help you get to your next space, your next place. All right? I'm talking about relationships that can help you achieve what you feel connected or called or drawn to do. So I'm talking about mentoring relationships. I'm talking about relationships whereby two people are on the same page and they're able to move forward and accomplish the things that are necessary. I once developed a quote, and the quote said, "Building partnerships are a valuable part of advancing vision." That's my own quote. Building partnerships are a valuable part of advancing vision. Let me give you a wonderful quote by a guy by the name of Ben Stein. And the quote is, "Personal relationships are the fertile soil from which all advancement, all success, all achievement in real life grows." Now, you've heard me use this more than once because I'm a firm believer in the power of relationships. I believe in them. I believe that relationships are necessary. But here's where I want to take you to another level. I also believe that while relationships are necessary, not every relationship is an easy relationship. Okay? While relationships are necessary, not every relationship is easy. Some relationships are hard. Some relationships are challenging. Some relationships are frustrating. Some relationships push you into places where you don't want to go and causes you to have to check yourself. Some relationships that are necessary for you to succeed, for you to be happy and fulfilled, come with work. And it's important. So I want everybody to invite people who you know are important to your life. Invite them to watch tonight. I want everybody to invite someone who's important to your life to watch tonight. Let me tell you why. Because when you start talking about successful relationships, what you're really talking about is building out relationships with someone who will have the capacity to either block or improve where you want to go. They can block you or they can improve you. They can walk with you or they can walk against you. And so there are times when you have these relationships and they're with difficult people, family members, co-workers, people in your church, right? People where you find it difficult to work with them and they're challenging. So you can't run from these relationships. You got to learn how to fight through it. You got to learn how to stay true to it. You got to learn how to make the relationship work for you. So I want to suggest then that there are three types of responses in dealing with difficult people. The first response is flight. Flight is when you're in the moment, but you check out, whether physically or emotionally, right? You check out. It's like you run out of the space. It's flight. You check out emotionally. The other one is freeze. And freeze is when you want to say something, but you're now either intimidated or you don't feel comfortable, so you adjust your response. When you're dealing with difficult people, you got to be careful that you don't let them intimidate you to adjust your response. And then finally, is fight. That's when you become combative and confrontational. Flight, freeze, fight. Did you get those three? Flight, you run emotionally, you shut down, you check out. Freeze, right? It's like literally you freeze and you don't know what to say. So you don't say anything. And now you find yourself kind of stuck in this awkward moment and then fight. You decide, you know what? I'm not gonna let you talk to me like this. I'm gonna fight back. And now you become defensive. Right? There's a book I want you to write down. The book is entitled You're Not Listening. It's by Kate Murphy. You're Not Listening by Kate Murphy. I was listening to the book while I was flying in today to Richmond, and the book really, really kind of dug deep into this whole idea of listening. And I gotta admit, I'm trying to do better. I wasn't very good at this listening thing. I just saw Sharon Grant, and she was my assistant for years. Sharon will tell you, I probably wasn't the best listener, right? I've gotten better. I'm working at it because I understand how important it is. But the thing that one of the things she said was the fact that most people do not listen well because they are always in a posture of either trying to get out of the moment, trying to control the moment, or don't know what to do with the moment. Did you get it? They're trying to get out of the moment. They don't know what to do in the moment, or they're combative within the moment. Yes, the book is entitled You're Not Listening by Kate, Kate Murphy, right? By Kate Murphy. Thank you all so much. And so what I want to do, and I'm not going to be very long tonight. What I want to do is I really want to talk you through quickly how to interact with difficult people but more importantly, how to use healthy listening skills and healthy communicative skills to deal with difficult people. Here's what I've discovered. The first key is know yourself. Know yourself. Know yourself. There's a wonderful quote, right? And the quote is by Lawrence Bossidy. Lawrence Bossidy. And it says self-awareness gives you the capacity to learn from your mistakes as well as your successes. It enables you to keep growing. The very first key is self-awareness. It's knowing yourself. Why is this important? Because when you know yourself, when you're dealing with difficult people or you're in difficult moments, there are three questions I would encourage you to ask. The first question is, what are your triggers? What are your triggers? What is it that is said that's going to get a negative response from you? What is it that is done? Like if I'm talking to you and you turn away and start doing something else while I'm talking, that's a trigger for me. I know it. And because I know it, I know that I got to make sure that I don't let the trigger get triggered. Right? That's a trigger for me. That's a trigger. Body language is a trigger for me. So it's controlling, it's being self-aware that I've got these triggers, things that set me off. In the past, I would respond like this. I'm trying to get better, right? The second question is, can you identify your insecurities? Can you identify your insecurities? What are your insecurities? What are the things that are your insecurities? And can you identify them so when you're in a moment whereby something is happening and your insecurity starts to rise up, you can at least deal with the insecurity so the insecurity doesn't bring you into negative behavior. If this is helping you, just kind of say yes or thumbs up, right? Okay, here's the other question. Are you comfortable with you? Are you comfortable with you? Why is this important? Because the negative person may not respond the way you want them to. Because here's the thing you got to understand. You can't change anybody's behavior. I have lived my life, right, in the pulpit, trying to persuade people to be better, trying to persuade people to grow. And what I've discovered is I can do all of that and people still not be better. People still not change. People still not grow. So the real question is, are you comfortable with you? Are you okay with you? And if they don't respond to you in the way you want, are you still okay with you? Because you may be dealing with someone who either on your job knows that they're trying to hurt you, and you're trying not to let them affect you, but they are affecting you. So what you've got to learn to do is be comfortable with yourself. Are you comfortable with you? Not with them, with you. Here's a powerful quote by Socrates. The unexamined life is not worth living. The key to all of this is that you must be willing to examine your own life. You must be willing to look at your own space. You must be willing to deal with you and to face you. The unexamined life is not worth living. Yes. Okay. Here's the next key. Here's the next key. You ready? Plant your flag. Now, plant your flag is an interesting dynamic because anyone remember when they first went to the moon. One of the first things they did when they went to the moon was they took a U.S. flag and they put it in the ground or put it in the atmosphere on the moon, and they planted the flag. Planting the flag literally means that you have to have the courage to stand on what you believe. You have to have the courage to stand on what you believe. Think about this. Catherine Bungie, something like that. I don't know. I'm terrible at pronouncing names. She once said, stand up for what you believe in, even if it causes waves. Stand up for what you believe, even if it causes waves. So a part of the genius of people who plant the flag is that in conflict, there has to be a place where you don't negotiate. When you're dealing with difficult people, you can't negotiate it. You can't negotiate it, especially if something that you believe in is being challenged or up for discussion. You got to plant the flag. So here it is. Take a clear stance. Take a clear stance, right? Take a clear stance. When you're dealing with difficult people, they're not going to agree with you easily. And they probably will make it harder for you to relate to them or interact with them. So you know what you got to do? You got to plant the flag, and you do so by taking a clear stance. What is the non-negotiable thing that you cannot allow to be discussed or controlled? Take a stance. His second thing, and this is important, don't sugarcoat your position. I've been guilty. Oh my God. In fact, I've been guilty of all three: flight, fight, and freeze. I've been guilty of all three. But I need you to get this. Don't sugarcoat your position. What does that mean? Don't water it down just to keep everything calm. This doesn't mean that you're going to be obviously confrontational. That ain't what this is. This literally means I'm clear that this is what I believe. This is how I want to stand on this. And as much as I don't want conflict with you, I can't sugarcoat my position. I can't sugarcoat it. I can't force agreement with you at the expense of what I believe is undeniably facts or truth or commitment. Don't sugarcoat your position. Again, the hard part is most of us think that we got to be aggressive in tone. No, you don't have to be aggressive in tone. It ain't about that. But if I firmly believe that the color of the carpet needs to be red, then I am willing to engage in a conversation with you about why it needs to be red. And we'll talk about some things in a few moments. Has to do with communication. Here's the third thing. Be open. I'm planting my flag, but I'm open to what you're saying. I'm planting my flag, but I'm willing to have an engaged, intelligent, spiritual conversation with you that ultimately helps us all get to the better us. I had a conversation today with someone at the school, and my goal was to have the kind of conversation that was healthy and open. That's the way you deal with difficult people. You don't come to a conversation closed. You come to the conversation open. Okay. Here's number 3. Man, I hope this is helping. Create boundaries of respect. Create boundaries of respect. Here's the thing I want you to be able to do. When you walk into a relationship, a conversation, a conversational moment, a moment with another human being, and you may be having a difficult, challenging time with this person, you have to establish that respect will be the boundary, which means that they're not going to holler at you and you ain't going to holler at them. You're not going to get caught up in petty conversation, and you're not going to do petty conversation with them. They're not going to talk to you like your child, and you're not going to talk to them like their child. You create the boundaries of respect. And in creating the boundaries, you basically say, you don't have to like me, but we will respect each other in this space so we can get done the things we need to get done. You got to create boundaries of respect. Here's the last thing. Look for healthy ways to communicate. Look for healthy ways to communicate. There's this amazing quote by Yuhada Bird, and it goes like this. Words are singularly the most powerful force available to humanity. We can choose to use this force constructively with words of encouragement or destructively using words of despair. Words have energy and power with the ability to help heal, hinder, hurt, harm, or humiliate, and to humble. So here's the key to dealing with difficult people. Healthy communication. If they want to do petty, if they want to do disrespectful, you stay in the vein of healthy communication. The Bible in Ephesians chapter 4 says, use words to help, not to harm, to build up, not to tear down. Use conversation to bring about healthiness. So one of the things then that becomes important is that communication is twofold. It's talking, but it's listening. It's sharing your thoughts, but it's also, you ready? Using your thoughts to bring clarity, not to defend your position. Wow. Using your thoughts to help the other person see better, but then using the tactic of listening, the practice of listening. Listening so that everybody you're talking to knows that you're hearing them. And it isn't just regurgitating what they said. It's actually absorbing it in a way that allows the other person to get what you're saying and for them to believe that you're getting what they're saying. So it's about listening and it's about talking. It's about talking less, listening more. But when you talk, it's because you've listened. 4 things are necessary for this to work. Honesty, authenticity, integrity, and courage. I'll say it again, Ray. Honesty, authenticity, integrity, and courage. When you deal with difficult people, you have to be authentic, but you have to be a healthy authentic. When you deal with difficult people, you have to be willing to be honest. Honesty is your friend. When you deal with difficult people, you have to have integrity. And then you have to be courageous. Because you may have to say tough things or you may have to hear tough things. I want to close with this. Challenging people are a part of the shaping of the vision of your life. Can't get around them. Sometimes challenging people are in your home. Sometimes they're in your family. But you can't get around people who are challenging. And the thing that's so amazing is when you understand that you can't get around people who are challenging, then what you end up doing is you end up working with them to achieve the goal, because the bigger picture is the outcome and not always how it's done, but that we accomplish it together. You got it? Difficult people are never going to go away from your life. But you got to have the courage to know how to work with them. And then you got to be courageous enough to understand that in working with them, you are achieving something far bigger. So work at it. take on, and it's other principles and other things that you can probably do that I didn't cover. But I'm trying to live in a space where everybody doesn't agree with me. Everybody doesn't see me as whoa, ain't he the most one? No, I'm in some spaces with some people who sometimes do not agree with me or embrace what I'm thinking. I got to be able to not become defensive, to not fall victim to the kind of negative response that I've done in the past that I now regret. Because if I had grown a little faster in this area, it could have saved me some stress. I'm trying to manage it better every day. So join me in trying to do better every day. Because difficult people are not going away. They're in your life for the rest of your life. Learn to treat them with respect. Thank you guys so much. Next week is a holiday, but I think I'm still going to be here. So even after you get finished doing what you do, all right, I still want you to join me. Thank you guys so much. Let's keep getting better. Let's just keep getting better every day. You're not perfect. The people who love you are going to walk with you through your journey, but let's keep getting better. All right? Be blessed, everybody. I'm going to finish eating my Arby's. Yeah. I don't cook. I'm in Richmond. I don't cook. So I'm eating Arby's. I love you guys. Go be better. Seize the moment. Stop getting mad at folk. Some folk ain't worth getting mad at because they just who they is. Learn to relate to them in a healthy way, and life will be easier for you. Peace out. Take care.